Hello, my name is Kristen Merritt, and you are watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hi, what's up? I'm Sarah from the Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Kristen Merritt. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sarah. Thank you for having me here.
No problem. I'm literally so hyped to be interviewing you. It's also your release day, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it is release day.
So, how are you feeling?
I am feeling good. So I was working with my PR person yesterday, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing for your release day?" And I was like, "Oh wait, is it a day that generally people like you do some like really intense, different, fun things?" Because I just have work today. But I've been excited throughout the whole day, so that's been carrying me through the work.
Oh my god, amazing. Did you get like yourself like a little like lunch or like coffee if you drink any?
I, I am planning on having a special dinner with a really good friend of mine tonight, and we're going to have some wine. I'm going to bring some dessert, and I think that is like a really wonderful way to close out the launch day.
Amazing. That's so great. So this track is also very vulnerable for you. So is it sort of nerve-wracking to put that into like out into the world?
Ooh, that's a good question. It So the story behind the lyrics of this track, generally as a musician, lyrically, I write from a space of just trying to express my feelings, usually based off of specific situation that has happened where I just really feel the need to get it off my chest and get it out of my mind and my body and have it in this like tangible form that lives separate from me. But this song was a little bit different because I actually did not have a specific instance that inspired the lyrics. It was actually a uh, a couple of friends of mine who were each going through a difficult space with their partners at the time, and in hearing them talk about where they were at in the cases that they were in, in that like space of exiting the relationships, I just heard what they were saying, and I wanted to kind of like be able to step in and be the one to be like, "Okay, I'm ending this relationship for you. This was toxic. I know it's difficult. It's so difficult to end a relationship, even one that is not serving you the way you want it to." And so I present to you a song that like I guess kind of is my inner monologue when hearing some of these things.
And how are those friends feeling about this song now?
The friends are doing well.
Amazing.
I'm happy to report that they are doing well. I think that in both cases, because it was two of my friends, and it was actually a friend of a friend in one of the cases,
Oh wow.
they are appreciative that I was able, to lend a voice to, I guess, that struggle of ending a difficult relationship, and recognizing that there's anger that comes with the ending. It's not just a sadness, even though it is sad to end any type of relationship. So I'd like to think that they are happy that it turned out the way that it did, and I actually talked to both of them today, and they seem very excited about the song, so I can say that they are at least happy about it.
Amazing. I'm so glad I didn't like unfriend you from
Oh
doing that.
no. Yeah, because you always run a little bit of a risk. But they were both like, I think because I talked with them about it and they recognized that I wasn't writing this song, exploiting any of their experiences. It was just me trying to process what they were letting me know and how I felt without then like dumping, all of these feelings onto them when they might not have been in a space to hear all of that.
Yeah, I could imagine, especially like as a songwriter, because I guess like your thoughts get overloaded and like you need to write it down. So is
Exactly.
songwriting like a therapeutic experience for you?
It is, yeah. Songwriting, I didn't actually start until I got to maybe like high school age. Really got into it in college because I was actually a part of a band. And we were like, let's do covers, but also let's try to come up with some original music. And previously, I had written a lot of poetry, and I think that, we all have like our angsty teen years where there's just like so much emotion within us, and you need some way to express it, and so poetry was the way that I did that. And eventually I just got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I put some rhymes in here. There's some nice metaphor. Why don't we try putting this to a melody? And in some of the most difficult experiences that I've had, particularly when it comes around or comes to romantic love, the writing of my feelings, it was just such an important thing because it was difficult for me often to verbally express how I felt with other people, especially when the feelings that I were feeling weren't positive ones, or had a little bit more of a negative tinge to them. And so writing music allowed me to express any and all type of feelings in a really important way.
Are you the type of person to always carry like a notebook with you, or are you like a notes person on your phone?
Yes, I'm notes in the phone app. Yeah, between notes and what is it, the voice recorder app in the iPhone. Those are my two places.
So cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Back to the track. I mean, it's so cool. It's such like a chill and groovy vibe. So, what was the initial idea for the song, and like how did it sort of turn out in the end? Did you expect it to turn out that way?
So a friend of mine actually, this was towards the beginning of the pandemic, so I wrote the song last year, and he was actually the friend. He was on Instagram and he was playing around with a guitar melody and put his drums to it as well because he's just a multi instrumentalist. We love them, and I was like, wait, this is such a good. I like the feel of this melody that you're going with. Can I write some lyrics to it? And he was like, yeah, of course, sure. And so the process of writing this song, I think because was so, there was so much that I wanted to say in these conversations with the friends where I had to kind of hold my tongue and just be, again, like, composed. I'm here for you. I'm showing up. I'm listening. And I think it was easy to write this song because it was like all the things that I held back, I just let come through in the song. And I surprised myself a little bit with, I guess, some of the wordplay that I ended up writing, and being like, okay, yeah, like that's kind of, I dig that. And what I like to do when I write a song is after the fact, like, I'll spend again some time in the voice notes app or the notes app just to kind of flesh out the main idea of the song, and then I like to pretend like I'm doing a Genius lyric interview, in order to both pretend because it's fun, but also to really, I guess, kind of talk through the song and how I'm feeling and what each lyric, what each metaphor means to me. And so I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted the song to look like because it just, everything came together so quickly. But in terms of like the instrumentation and everything, I was very fortunate to have some really good friends who are also incredible musicians who lent that to the track. And so I didn't know what everything was going to sound like bass line wise and the drums, but they really took care of that.
And I love how like you sort of like you're manifesting that Genius interview.
Yeah, I'm like, well, with all interviews, I'm just so happy to be in this space, in all spaces where I get to talk about the music. That one is just, I think one in particular that I'm like, yes, we want to get there someday. So I'm trying to put that good energy out there.
Amazing. One day we'll look back at this and be like, we saw it coming.
Yeah, yeah, no, wonderful. I'm glad.
So the track again, it's your first solo release of the year. You just released a collaboration, but being a solo release, what are the main differences between releasing music on your own and releasing features with other people?
That's another really good question.
Thank you.
I think, yeah, in the features process. So yeah, the last song that I collaborated with someone on, was, it actually released yesterday. So
Yeah.
these like released, yeah, stacked on one another. The song Hughes. And I was working with the producers, Cook and Django. They actually contacted me months ago and gave me like 3 or 4 songs that they had produced and were like, just put anything to it, like if you like it, sing something to it. And so two of the songs, yeah, they I came up with some stuff on. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's so nice to have learned the sound engineering process, um, you know starting back from some of the other singles that I released that I did some work on, and then this one I actually I produced, mixed, and mastered it.
Oh
And
wow.
like, oh, yes, yeah. So that, all of that sound engineering was like incredible to learn. I will say though, it is nice to work in collaboration with people, not only because you get to hear like the incredible things that they come up with, like the song Hughes, I could have never come up with something like that on my own. Like the beat is so good. Um, so like that in and of itself stands alone. Just the fact that when you collaborate with people, you know, you get to dip into something that you wouldn't necessarily be able to find on your own. But also from a technical standpoint, it's nice that I just got to be able to record my vocals and, you know, do a couple stacks and then hand it off to someone to be like, and let us hear what you come up with. I'm so curious to hear what you come up with. Because the process of producing, mixing, and mastering is a lot
Mhm.
in a space. So
Yeah, and look at you go, killing it.
thank you.
No problem. So this track, you mentioned how you wanted to serve as like an Erica Badu sort of vibe.
Mhm.
So I know she's also one of your inspirations. So what was the creative process like for this song?
Mhm. Yeah, so I didn't necessarily go in with the idea of like I want to write a song that reminds me of Tyrone because that was the specific song that like inspires me like I guess like post thought like post thinking about it. But when it came to the process, yeah, when I was refining some of the lyrics, I started to see the theme emerge that really did remind me of the way that the song Tyrone made me feel, or made a lot of people feel. You know, it was like the song's iconic. And I think the feeling that I wanted to infuse within my song was that just feeling of like, let me tell you in a million different ways how done I am. And sometimes it'll be delivered in a way that is, you know, incredibly rich and dynamic and it has like, you know, metaphor and interest. And sometimes it'll just be like very plain and blunt, like I'm done. But the fact that both of those things can exist in one song, and with her and her lyricism, the fact that she was able to do that both lyrically and like in her performance of like the live version, it was really special. So I wanted to make sure that my song also had something like that in it.
And if Erica Badu is watching this right now, what would you say to her?
Oh my God! Hey Erica, how you doing? Oh wow! What would I say to her? Well, first off, yes, hello. I'm Kristen. Nice to meet you. I love you. You're incredible. Green Eyes is one of my favorite songs ever. I listen to it in every single type of mood. And I don't know if you recognize this. You probably do, Erica, because you're Erica Badu. But like the transition in Green Eyes between you singing and like there's like a trumpet section is seamless, and you're just incredible. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Collaboration, I hear.
I'm thinking if you would like to, I could have my people talk to your people, as they say. I have no people. I am my people. I will talk to you directly.
I love it. Um, so, I mean, could we expect another project this year?
Whoo! I will say yes. There are some good new goodies coming down the pike. I will keep myself a little hush hush about it, but yes, there's definitely some new music on the Western Front, as they say. I don't know who says that. I say that now, I guess. But yeah, there is some new music coming up, so stay tuned.
Amazing. I can't wait because your last project was released 2 years ago.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It's going to be so great. So,
Mm.
if you could perform alongside a few artists, which
Mhm.
artists would you choose?
Oh gosh, I have thought about this question so much. Um, can I select? Do they have to be on the same stage? Can they be on the same stage? Can I pick multiple?
Um, whatever you want.
Okay. So I love Jacob Collier. Are you
Oh my
familiar
god,
with him?
same. He's so
Okay,
amazing.
he's so amazing. So I wouldn't even necessarily need to be headlining or anything. If I could just share the stage with, he could like have me play the guitar in the background or something, or like I could sing some harmonies. That would be incredible. Um, Specifically, I guess an inspiration of both of ours that I, you know, found with a little bit of digging and just getting to know him as an artist more, is the group Take Six. And so they do 6-part harmony, and I've always been a really big fan of harmony. So like whether it was getting them on stage with Jacob and I, or even just being able to do it exclusively with Take Six and I, like that group as well, definitely. Um, let's see who else. Yeah, Erica Badu, just as we do. And then probably as well, because I know I'm giving a little bit more. Not that Erica Badu is not more contemporary, but I know it's a little bit closer to like the early 2000s, like neo soul, late 90s, but more contemporaries. I'm trying to think. Um, let's see,
Hmm.
her lyricism as well is incredible. And I remember watching, it was just a promotional video that she was doing, that was trying to get people to enter into a competition, that was sponsored by an organization that I don't remember right now. But the lyrics that she came up with for this competition were just incredible. I was like, how does she just weave this so quickly? Like, it just, she is great, and her hair is fantastic, and I wish I could be as cool as her. And she also plays guitar so incredibly. Like, she is definitely an inspiration of mine guitar wise. Like, I want to have that just like cool air of like, oh yeah, I got this. I am playing guitar and expressing myself incredibly through my instrument. So yeah, that would be my gang.
I would pay for those festival tickets in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would too, honestly. Even just to see them. Like, I would love to be a part of it.
And last question, I ask this at every interview. So, who are your favorite up and coming artists right now?
Ooh, that is another good question. Oh gosh, okay. So this is going to expose me a little bit because I'm the type of person who likes to find a single song
Mhm.
from an artist and then play that song like a million times and then listening to nothing else. So I have been working on listening to more people, and like kind of mixing up my repertoire in terms of listening. But one person that comes to mind is Hope Tala. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've heard of her. Okay, yes, yeah. So All My Girls Like to Fight. I love her sound, and I think she falls into like the neo soul or alt category. And I really like that. And so hearing her music, I just love that song specifically. It's just like, oh yeah, I want to fight. Um, trying to think of who else. Not new to the scene, but new to me. Have you heard of the Korean R&B singer Dean?
No.
Okay, so yes, he's been in the game for a while, but I didn't discover him but a little bit more recently. There's a song that he does with another Korean artist that is kind of like K soul, K-pop, K soul, K R&B. And his voice is just incredible. And so I am always loving to learn and collect more new artists, but I'm definitely still in that like, yes, let me again listen to this one song all day, every day. Got to get out of that a little bit.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for talking to me again. It was so much fun talking to you.
Yes, it was so good meeting you.
You too.